Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Robs, give a warm
Hi guys.
welcome.
It's been a minute. I know we missed last week's episode, but a lot happened once again. Trust us, it's not excuses. There was hospital calls, work things, Cape Town conference. So we're here, we're back. We're not going anywhere. We took 1 week's leave. I know we just started in this game and we're already calling in sick, but I promise we're all good now. Nash, do you want to introduce today's topic?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, guys, we are not going to delay. We're going to go straight into it. It's actually load shedding on my side. So you'll see the lights coming back on. Let's just carry on and ignore. Okay. So today's topic is friends forever. Forever or forever?
Forever, ever?
Yeah, ever.
Pause, please.
Okay. So, Robs, so you moved to Cape Town now. You're in a whole new environment. Of course, you have two friends, in Cape Town, two actual friends. And by the way, by definition, friends is not somebody that you just greet or somebody that, you see now and again, you don't have a relationship with. A friend is somebody who you can confide in, somebody, where you are really involved in this person's life. You may not perhaps see them often, but there is a relationship. And so that's what we mean when we talk about friends. So Robs, how's life been that side, we're not having as many friends around you?
I think even in Durban, I didn't have that many friends per se. Um, it's all family, we close, so
Well, we
we
don't
young.
have a lot of
I was waiting for you to say that. But in Cape Town, it's the same. My husband's my best friend, and having with the history of us and friendships and the traumatic experiences that we have been through with this thing called friends in life. We are, and I speak for the both of us when I say our walls are Great Wall of China vibes. The boundaries are there and ever so clear. And it is a bit, it's like you tread carefully in that environment when it comes to me in this case. But having my two friends in Cape Town is amazing. Just last week, I went for coffee, a coffee catch up with my girl Ans, and that was so amazing. I think
Can
1 or 2
I say something?
hours.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's quite, no, wait, that's quite weird for you because yeah, Devin, you were a whole different person. You did not go out. You didn't want to do anything. You were a soft problem. I remember you and I had the worst of worst fight because you were bullshitting.
Why?
You legit were like, you just were not go out in Devon. Wait, you and I, okay, first of all, yes, we family and yes, we sisters, but we are friends. I
Yeah.
think above all, we friends. We've always been friends,
Yeah.
And I can attest that we've had some rotten arguments because you just did not want to go out. So yeah, you actually went on a coffee date. I'm so proud of you.
I know.
How things have changed.
Thank you. But in my defense, back then, when you're the life of the party, you have a lot of friends because you're a life of the party. And the life of the party gets tired. The life of the party needs vitamin B currently because she is tired. And I think because life started so early for us, and at one point when I was in the fun, outgoing stage, you were
Ah,
the
no,
tortoise
no,
in
no,
the
no, no.
shell. Yes, girl. It was always no.
Life,
Or if we out and about, you're ordering coffee and we're ordering shots. So the scales didn't balance at then. So when
life, no, no. Life was only for you, not for me.
yes,
Let's correct that and let everybody
but
know. Saturday, you liked alcohol. I was the one ordering
yeah,
cappuccino. I still order cappuccinos when we go
yeah.
out, by the way. But once I got into the groove, you couldn't catch me. I lived for Florida Road, lived for Keys with the home girls. Yeah,
You know what? I
it was amazing. I'm
genuinely
not
think
gonna
so.
lie. But there were people that came out of my shell.
Yeah, I think if Imnige came out when you were in that era, you would have shut the whole of Durban down. I think,
It wasn't that kind
I
of
think
time.
so. But anyway, sorry, we digressing for a bit. But my coffee catch up was absolutely amazing. It was my first time catching up with a friend, being a wife, and there's so many things to talk about. The first thing she asked me was like, "How's married life?" Because people say it's hard. I was like, "We technically just started, so
Yeah.
it's going good. It's still a relationship. Like everybody's like honeymoon, honeymoon, and then it was work. How's the new job? How's the people? Do you know people? Like, and she always says, you know, we can't trust anybody, right? She always says, you know, your dream job will just be your own company, right? And that you'll never be like she always spits these facts, which we tell each other all the time. So that was absolutely amazing. But the breath of
Mm.
fresh air was being able to phone somebody and just be like, I'm outside, or we meeting here. Or the only thing that pissed me off is in Cape Town City, you have to parallel park everywhere. There's no parking, nothing. So that's the only reason now where if somebody calls me and says, let's meet in the city for like coffee, I'm just going to be like, can we meet in my area? Because there's good parking here. You don't need to parallel park. It's just proof that you bought your license if you can't parallel park. And I can't parallel park. So just put two and two together. But other than that, all good. And your side, Nash, how's it going?
But oh no, well, girl. But before we go to my side, I was just gonna say and comment on your side. It's so different when you are married and having to interact with friends, you know. But also, I guess it's an age thing. So, like for example, on my side, ah,
Which side? Which side?
oh God, wait, Kat's literally got the phone up. Where's my phone, babe? Okay, we're gonna have all the phones on.
What happened to your
Oh shit, my phone. Thank you. You don't want to okay, hold it that side. It was connected to the laptop and the laptop died. Anyway, I was gonna say it's so different having to interact with friends, right? So back in the day, we would talk about guys. It was just a vibe and amazing friends, really
Yeah.
amazing friends, right? But the dynamics really do change when you get into like a serious relationship and also marriage, because now you know you have to really manage your time nicely. You have to make time for your bae. You got to make time for family. Obviously, we've got a very close knit family.
Mm.
So, you know, we did a lot of things together with the family. And then you also got to make time for friends. So it can be really challenging and it really does impact the dynamics of the friendship. I'm not going to lie. I did see a change in the dynamics of, you know, my friendships. I even remember having like, you know, a kind of a situation with a friend um, you know, with regards to something, it was an event that was happening and I couldn't show up the way that she expected me to show up. And I was like, listen,
Yay!
won't God do it? The lights are back on. No, but okay.
Okay.
Cat didn't want to give me his light, but I need it. Anyway, um, it's in the room. Anyway, um, yeah, and I was just like, listen, I'm really sorry, like I can't show up for you in this kind of way because you know life is lifing, and I really like financially and stuff like that. You know, I'm married now, and you know things are different. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, we all know you married. You've said that to us before. You've said that to us before you married. And I was just like, okay, okay. You know, so sometimes friends don't get it. I'm not saying all friends are like that, but it is the reality of having to adapt in friendships like that. So adult friendships are, yeah, they're quite challenging to navigate. So I'm glad that you know, you have somebody that's mature, you
Yes.
know, a friend that's mature who, oh, thanks, babe. who understands, what life is like now and your responsibilities and stuff like that. On my side, I haven't spent time with friends in a very long time. I know some people cringe when you're like, oh, my husband's my best friend. But it really is true, though. I think I'm grateful to have Kat as a friend more than anything,
Yeah,
It is different, though, compared to having like girlfriends. And I think the two aren't, replaceable. They have their
dynamic.
own benefits, I guess. Um, but yeah, I haven't had girl time in a very long time. So yeah,
Can
girl,
I
that's
ask,
how
like,
it's been on
why
my
you
side.
haven't had girl time in a very long time? Is it like because you don't have any friends, or like, what's
Okay, so I've never had a lot of friends, right?
yeah?
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, what's your to put it in like a better like perspective. Okay, let me ask this: like, what's your ideal type of friend or characteristics of a friend?
My ideal friend would be somebody who shows up for you, to celebrate any successes, to, be with you through hard times, as somebody who you can rely on, that you can confide in, that you can, trust with their advice, or just to be around you, in your inner circle. I think it's also somebody who holds a space for you, especially during times where you perhaps navigating life, a difficult part of life, or you're going through a change in your life, like for example, marriage. It's really, you have to adapt to it and adjust and get used of your new life.
Yeah,
And sometimes it's hard to understand that, and they start acting some kind of way, and then the relationship changes, talking about the friendship, and it just gets really weird. And sometimes a lot of friendships are ruined or broken during those transitions in life, simply because of selfishness and people not knowing how to hold the space for somebody and allow them to change, and go through that metamorphosis stage, into becoming this new person. And, just like how you renew your marriage vows, people change all the time. You're never the person that you were a year, 2 years ago. And
preach.
so I think friendships is very much like that. It's really just about becoming friends over and over and over again, because who you were friends with like 2, 3 years ago, that person's not the same person. They've changed, and rightfully so. Um, so yeah, definitely that's a big one, just holding space for somebody.
Yeah,
And you?
I definitely think the same factors. Also, what plays a key part in me is spirituality. Like,
Mm,
your friends are sometimes also your prayer warriors, and sometimes
yeah,
you have prayer enemies, and it's about who you allow in your circle as well, because not everybody wants to see you win. I remember
fully.
when Cape Town was just a thought. My ride or die,
Mm,
Sherry, was like, we're gonna fast and pray about this. And for me, that stood out so much because A, there's power in fasting and praying. B, I'm doing it with somebody that has genuine and pure intentions. And our friendship dynamic, she moved out of being a work friend. And it didn't just take trust on my end, it took trust on her end as well. She had to like trust me to be introduced to her family and her inner circle and vice versa. And that's a step that for me, it's like how you get friend zone and how a guy comes out of the friend zone and then you're in a relationship. For me, that's like there's levels of friendship. In every circle of friends, you get the mom friend, you get the real talk, you get the tell it as it is, you get the shy friend or the introvert, you get the life of the party. And that's like your perfect circle when it's a high school or varsity or when you don't realize that some of your friends carry knives and just want to put them in
Yeah.
your back, then that's your ideal circle. But in the real world, it's the you need to get up, you you need to get a move on out of things, or you need to come out of this hole, or friend, we really need to pray.
Yeah.
Like it's the reality of that. It's we want different things, but our goal is winning and winning all
You
together.
know,
And yeah,
no, no, sorry. I was just gonna say, I remember in high school, I actually had a fight with a friend because we were in youth, and the boys at the time, like legit all the boys, I don't know if you remember them, I don't know what they were going through, what if it was like hormonal growth spurts, but they were just acting
weird.
not Christian like, you know?
Okay.
And you know how I've always felt when it comes to males in general in life and, their God ordained purpose and stuff. So being on the youth committee, being in leadership, I just felt this great need to pray for them. And I can't remember how the fight started with this friend. Shout out to Siobhan, such a sweet angel. Yeah, we legit had a fight because of that. And I expected her to be on some level, which I'm not saying she wasn't on or she was on, because people's spiritual walks, are between them and God.
Mm,
But yeah, I guess also sometimes I don't know how to even put this, because I hear you, especially what you're saying with prayer and stuff like that. But I think that that's not the only aspect
yeah.
that makes a really good friend, because people are on different, don't want to even call it level, because I feel like sometimes calling it a level is, a little bit offensive. But
Mm,
people are navigating their relationships with God differently, and we're all not the same, and that's okay. It doesn't make them any less than or, any more than. But I understand that that's an important aspect to you. I just think that it's also important to note that not everyone is, yeah, at certain spiritual standards, I guess, or
yeah.
yeah, level.
Or even just on the same chapter or in the same chapter. Some people are in completely different books per se. But let's move on to something a bit more fun. For you, do you want to add any more like rules to general girl code? Everybody knows the girl code rules. So you can't, if we friends and I'm dating Paul and then Paul and I break up, you can't go and date Paul. You can't even like kiss Paul. In fact, if Paul and I break up, you have to automatically dislike Paul. Like that is girl code number one. Everybody knows this. Is there any other girl code rules that you feel like should be in place?
Specifically when it comes to my mans or in general.
Like in general, it could be like realistic and unrealistic. For example, if my friend and I are in the same career path, or if we both work in the same profession and we both apply for the same job and one of us gets it, I don't think either of us should be jealous. I think we should be happy for each other. I think that's like should be a rule of
Yeah.
thumb, like we both successful. I feel like some people will look at that and be like, I also think it should be communicated that like, listen, if this is the job that I applied for, I don't know how close other people are they out there with their friends, but like my friends and I will say like we send each other jobs all the time.
Yeah.
We're not in the same
Yeah.
careers or professions, but like just a rule of thumb, especially because we know that the friends are active. We all want our friends to get the best foot forward. But like if
Yeah.
I had a friend that was also in marketing and she knows I'm applying for this role and she's like pushing me towards applying and she's like, apply, apply, apply. Did you apply? And she's not mentioning anything about applying. And then we both rock up at the interview. Then I'll be like, hi, Bo. Like
Yeah.
but if it's friend, there's this job, let's both apply and see what happens. I think it's a safe space and an honest friendship.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. Any
I
other
definitely
rules?
like just on that point, I had a friend, and I wouldn't even call this person a friend because it's really questionable. But so they knew a lot of important people, and this person would never invite you to network, with these people, or interact with them or give you a hookup in any sort of way. They would legit only be out for themselves.
Oh,
They'd be like, oh, I got this client, and I've got work like this. Oh, I met this person and they're interested in business or whatever the case may be. But they would never like bring you into the circle. And that was a big, big, big red flag. Just going on to what you said. So I fully agree with you. That is super important. I think for me, and this is one is controversial, but if I'm beefing with somebody, my friend cannot be friends with them. I'm sorry. Because
I
what are you
fully
even doing
agree.
being?
I fully agree. The
What are
enemy
you
of
doing?
my
Like, I'm sorry.
enemy is my friend. So,
Yeah, but be friends with the person that I'm beefing with, especially if that person's in the wrong. If I'm in the wrong, okay, it's a different story, you
yeah,
know. But at the same time, as my friend, you should tell me, like, hey, listen, I feel like in this situation, I think you're wrong, and maybe look at it in this way or whatever the case may be, because friends also need to correct each other
yeah,
and like uplift each other. But if this person is maybe talking smack about me, or we've had a fight, not physical, or whatever the case may be, and I am not busy with this person, you have no business being friends with them, because what
no,
are y'all even talking about?
exactly. No, I
So no,
100% back that. If there's 1,000 people that back that, I'm the one. If there's one person that backs that, it's me. If there's zero people that back that, it's because I'm dead. Because I 100% back that. I just feel like there's so much of shit. We live in such a shallow world as is. And
I'm sure.
like people genuinely don't care in this day and age. There's like, how do you feel about the financially stable or wealthy friends that live above average life? And then there's people that aren't on the same level, but there is some sort of gap, no matter how humble the wealthy friend is. To some
Mm,
extent, I've been in a case where, like, you can just see you don't fit in. And it has nothing to
yeah,
do with money, more shallowness, and more of a lifestyle that you don't even necessarily want to be around.
yeah,
I see the gaps in those things, in those instances, or in those situations where it's just like, I'll sit that party out, or I'll sit that outing out, or like I've seen people change who they are just to fit in. And then sometimes you just have to
yeah.
be like, this is not you back at home.
Dude, aside from even that, people like that will make you broke. Do you understand that sometimes your brokenness has nothing to do with you, but it's because of the people you hang around with? And that's why, like, you got to find your tribe. Cats and Lucky are busy fighting. You got the choice of having a family.
A dog is your
As,
man's best friend.
as I was saying, oh, I love it. Yeah, I swear. Yeah, bruh, legit. Some friends will make you broke. So you honestly got to find people.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know. But
lovely.
you gotta find people who are not only good for like your well-being and your mental health, but honestly your finances, dog. Like I'm not even about to pretend.
What are they doing? you can't even show me because your ring light is so critical.
Oh God, I can't. Better leave this in so people can see the reality of a man and his best friend being a dog. Anyway, yeah, girl. Yeah. And also I feel like sometimes that difference in like lifestyles can also create like a lack of understanding. And then that also creates like disagreements or kind of like a
Gatekeeping.
wedge between the two people. And I know that one might say, oh, but if it's your friend, there shouldn't be that. But the reality is it's that it does. It does because that friend might have certain expectations, of the friendship. Like, for example, going out, going to spa treatment, or, having coffee or lunch every other day. And
Yeah.
perhaps you don't have the finances for that. And then sometimes when you explain that or relay it, like, hey, listen, I'm unable to, attend this or do this activity with you or whatever, but it's this tight, girl, like, that can't happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, oh, she's being shady or she just doesn't want to come out. A gap of understanding and lack of compassion and just lack of holding a space. And then like just lack of, again, holding a space for somebody. So
Yeah.
you're right. Finance kind of play a role in friendships. I'm not gonna lie. In an ideal world, it shouldn't.
Mm.
But we're all human and we fall short. None of us are perfect, especially in friendships.
Yeah.
What's your memorable memory with a friend? Good or bad?
Oof. Oh, there's a sweet one. So, before I got married, I was actually in auditions for 27 Dresses myself because of all the times I've been a bridesmaid. And I was a bridesmaid for my friend Sherry's wedding. And if you know Sherry, she's like an introvert and like it was her big day and she didn't want to be faffed over. We like share that sentiment as well because she did the exact same thing on my
Oh,
wedding
that's
day.
nice.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. That you love attention. You love people to
You
step over
keep
you.
saying
So
this, but I don't like attention. I genuinely don't like the attention on me.
act like you like attention.
That's because of my bubbly personality, so it makes it seem like I'm enjoying myself, but inside I'm just like, oh my gosh. If you look at all my videos, if there's ever a surprise or like the bridal shower pamper party, I'm like hiding my face because I get so shy. Like, and it may seem
Oh, but
like I like
attention.
attention, but I don't like attention on me. Period.
You so cute.
I thank
I
you.
can't. I
Anyway,
can't.
um, so it was Sherry's wedding and we were at the reception, but it was like dancing time. So it was after all the formalities and everything. And it was the reception was at Botanical Gardens. And like
Yeah.
for like 10 minutes, nobody could find Sherry. And nobody, like, it was just Sherry and I sitting on a bench outside. It was dark outside. The lights were on inside. It was lighting outside, but it was like Botanical Gardens is so beautiful in the evening, actually. And we didn't know that they were looking for her. And when they
Yeah.
found her, I still have the videos on my phone. Like one of our favorite songs came on. The DJ dropped that one bay at the time. But we just started dancing on the grass and it started
Oh,
drizzling and it was the best part ever. Like she got married and we're happy for her. The best part of the wedding was just us dancing carefree barefoot on the grass. And that was the actual, like, it was so sweet. Maybe I'll put the videos in. But it was so, like, sweet. I've never seen Sherry so, like, carefree and so, like, in the moment. So for me to share that with my friend, knowing my friend personally, it made my heart so happy. And your moment?
no, you know what was honestly a sweet moment? I remember the one Valentine's Day we were in high school, and when we got home, Les put a rose on the bed with like a chocolate for each of us. Can you remember? Because she was
Okay.
dating Cal at that time and we were single. I just thought that was the most sweetest things, but not forgetting other sweet moments like
Yeah.
Liz.
There were so
There's a
many
special place
sweet
in here for
moments.
you.
There's a special, let me tell you something, Liz. You trusted me so much with your accounting, and I was in high school and you were in varsity. Girl, if you passed, I'm so happy for you. But the amount of trust you placed in us, um, those were our moments. Can you remember like any funny moments? I'll go first. When
Yeah.
when we snuck out to go to Liz's sister's after party and we were already
Yeah.
rushing back home because we were caught. And it's the three of us in Liz's car and we thinking we know the directions home and then don't we go onto oncoming traffic in town for me and we were
God.
really in trouble rushing home for me. That was the funniest moment. I don't think we've ever laughed so hard.
We haven't. We haven't. We definitely haven't. It was that moment. And then also, I'm not gonna lie. Can you remember we went to hashtag? I don't know if it was New Year's Eve or whatever the search, and we were with an old friend,
Yeah.
and she legit went flying across the dance floor when she was drunk.
You know what I remember about those days, Nashni, is that none of you all told me because I thought I'm this big girl in this makeup game and I never used to fill in my eyebrows, so I had foundation all over my face. None of you all told me the
I
old
told
man
you.
and you.
I told you. I told you you just weren't busy with filling in your eyebrows, and you were like, "Oh, you make your eyebrows so thick." All of us in the squad told you, and you were just not having it.
Oh,
But we've honestly had some great memories, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm not gonna
Like
lie, the
I've
friendships
honestly
we've
had great
lost,
memories. Yeah,
like the
yeah,
friends we've lost along the way, the friends we've made, the new friends, the full lifers. I truly appreciate everything. Like every
yeah.
single moment, it's impactful. All the laughs, the tears, the fights. Because when you girls, there's a little bit of cattishness when it comes to a girl group. But when you're
Yeah.
friends, you'll fight like sisters. And that makes a
Mm.
difference. Fair enough, some friendships weren't renewed, the vows weren't renewed, went straight to divorce court. But like it's still very impactful when you look back at it and when you think about how life was then and how easygoing and how it was like so okay, but you thought your world was ending when you were fighting with your friend, and now you're just like meh. Like it makes a
Yeah,
difference. Life's journey is continuous, and I wouldn't trade anything. I wouldn't take back or change anything that's ever happened in the past or
me. I ride for my friends. Like if I love
you
you, I
do.
will always love you. I mean, I know I'm not Whitney Houston, but it is the truth, right? And so it was the most heartbreaking thing to move on from certain friendships, in all honesty. Um, even like losing high school friends
Mm,
and just growing up, uh, moving out of girl groups and stuff like that, because of life or disagreements or whatever the case may be, even now being this age and growing distance with some friends, it's really hard, because you always love the person. And that's what I firmly believe. Like, if you shared so many memories with the person, you guys have done life together, you'll experience certain things. Maybe you guys have gone through losing certain family members and being there for each other.
yeah,
Those are really important and like pivotal moments in life, which you can't just eradicate. You really can't just remove that love. And so, yeah, as hard as it is, I understand. And that's what I was meaning by like holding a space for somebody,
yeah.
because we all change, and who we were like a few years ago, we're not the same people that we are now. And I guess and I know everything in life happens for a reason and not everybody is meant to be permanent. You get some people who are the roots in your life, you get some people who are the leaves, you get some people who are the branches,
Mm,
People come, people go. There are people who are going to be there in this life journey till the end. And the reality is that some people are just there to, be there for a season, and that's okay. But yeah, I guess if they were for lifers, they perhaps would have like just. Are you smiling at your husband like that?
Yeah, he just walked down the
Because I
steps and
can't.
he's looking so nice in his pajamas.
Oh, cute. Cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's life. That's life. It's the memories. You brought back so many memories for me, I swear.
I know. I'm also thinking of quite a few, but and also like I think when you also lose a friend, your family also loses your friend. It's just like in
They have to go
relationships.
to the
Yeah.
true.
And anybody that knows our
Yeah.
family loves our family. I think some of the friends we lost are actually okay without us, but they would come back just to be friends with our family members rather because they like
Yeah.
a birthday party in our family is where it's at, guys. I promise you, I am
Yeah.
devastated that my birthday is next week and I'm not, it's my first birthday without my family. I'm just going to be like sad, but like it's deeper than just your friendship with your friend. It's there's families involved, there's pets involved even, but like when you
Yeah.
find a for lifer in a friend, it's such a blessing. But when you can be a good friend as well, it's even better. Would you say you are a good friend?
I would say that. Am I a perfect friend? Definitely not. But I'm a good friend because I always want to work on the relationship and make it better, right? So, to go into us being friends, like I was saying in the beginning, you and I have had dirty ass fights. I was talking about fights where we don't speak for like 6 months.
Yeah. I mean,
Dead ass, 6 months. There's been like two fights probably where we didn't speak for like 6 months.
Actually, I
You
would
don't
say like
remember?
when you were pregnant, you forgot everything, and now that you're not pregnant, you got the innocent memory, man.
Yeah, I don't forget.
I think we should
But
play
anyway, what
Celine
I was
because
gonna
it's coming back.
say, it's all coming back to me.
Okay.
But let's think about one fight that we've had, right? And I won't go into like any like minor finer details because honestly this was a stupid fight. So it was Kat's birthday weekend, and remember that him and I went for massages at the hotel, and we were supposed to have a movie night by you, and I got there late and you were pissed, and then you went with Livon and Vajan, you guys went to the bluff for
Yeah,
that Christmas thing, and then it
yeah.
turned into like a whole big fight from there, and it was just like downhill from there. And we didn't speak for months. It turned ugly. And family had to get involved. Remember before my wedding, we were beefing with
Oh,
my by my wedding. It was bad. Guys, she didn't even say a speech at my wedding. I was so serious about this fight.
I also feel like at your wedding you
Anyway,
fought with a lot of people. I think from a place of projection to some degree, if we're being completely honest, there were some things that could have been avoided, not just on you, on everybody else's thing. But I think at your wedding, like everybody just took a step back.
no, we're not speaking about the wedding. I'm
Okay.
speaking about you and my fight
Yeah.
and why I was fighting with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after that, and I legit took a step back and I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I I cannot navigate life with this person like this. It's not beneficial for me and my mental health. And it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. Eventually, life was lifing, God was guarding, and we got back to a healthy space, and we are here now where we are. But what I've learned from that is, first of all, communication. You know what? Friendship is very much like the actual relationship. It really is. Like it takes all that work as
And it
well.
takes time
But
and effort.
oh, communication is honestly key. You also have to communicate your wants and your needs in the friendship, or your
Mm.
expectations, and how you want the person to show up or be a part of your life. Because if you don't know, then that person's obviously never going to meet those expectations.
Yeah.
Like you expected me to come through to your house at a specific time and no later. And had you communicated that to me, then I would have known,
Yeah.
And at the same time, vice versa. If I communicated better, you wouldn't have been pissed. So communication is really a key aspect to all friendships. Secondly, is also understanding where people are at and realizing that it's not all about you. You know, no matter what you want or what you've planned, whatever the case, girl,
Sorry, I
are you
just
having a
heard
full
something. I
on?
think it's the electric fan. Sorry, I'm so traumatized by living in winter. Sorry, it's the electric fan that makes this cracking noise, and it's in the night. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, girl, don't talk about winters. Anyway, yeah, bruh, and just realizing that it's really not all about you.
Yeah,
Like it legit isn't. That person's got a life to live, and sometimes they just can't show up the way you want them to.
yeah,
And you honestly okay with it. And I'm not saying just accepting bad behavior or accepting a friend who constantly and consistently lets you down intentionally. That's a whole different conversation. And quite frankly, that's not a friend.
yeah,
But those are key. Like, I mean, I'm thinking about our users fight, and that's the two main elements that I feel if we had just applied that, we would have never had that big fight.
yeah.
I mean,
Communication and
fights,
understanding.
yeah,
Mm,
and fights and arguments is normal. I think it also promotes a healthy relationship. Obviously not if it's like aggressive and over the top, but I think it can promote a healthy relationship. And it also just helps somebody to voice out what they have, maybe hidden for a long time or just kept within.
yeah,
So, yeah, two most important things.
yeah. I think also to answer my own question, I think I'm a good friend to a certain degree. Like, firstly, I hate phone calls, and some people love phone calls. Secondly, I hate voice notes, and some people love voice notes. Like, if you're gonna be that friend that's
So, enjoy
gonna
what
need, like, me,
you like.
type, text, like a normal person. But like, if you're gonna
This
be
is a
that
mix
friend
it.
that's going, okay, too hot to handle. But if you're gonna be that friend, like, if we in a friendship and you the type of friend that needs like the phone calls and I'm a full lifer. I'm there when you need me to be. I check up on people. I have feelings like, hey, this person needs a message from me, or just like even if you're not my friend, like if I'm thinking of you, I'll send a message or a meme or like just an encouraging word. But like if my friends expect like phone calls, like there's this in the one friend group, there's the one friend that always phones the group. And I promise you, I look forward to her phone calls so much. And now it's making me realize that I'm the friend that never calls. But when this friend does
Mm.
call, we speak 4 hours. Shout out, Sam. We have like the best
Oh,
conversations ever. But I'm not the type to phone, I'm the type to message. But if my friend, like what you said with communication, if my friend like voices and says, listen, I'm the type of friend that needs a phone call once every 2 weeks, I will drop what I'm
mm.
doing and make sure that I put that effort in to phone once every 2 weeks. Sometimes, okay, maybe not all the time, but maybe once in a blue moon, I do video call you. You video call me all the time, but I think Sky video calls me actually. But like, it just goes to show like, and it's not that I don't care, because I care and I love you all like dearly. Sometimes I'm just like, do I have to like phone the person? Why can't we just talk and like type out? Like, tell me how you're feeling on a text message. Like, say, this is what I'm going through.
No,
I'm
why?
so
People
tired. I haven't
his
taken my
voice.
vitamins. I'm breastfeeding. Like, I know it's tiring for people to type. Example, nons this afternoon. We were typing messages and she's like, I
Mhm.
can't type anymore. And she just straight up phoned me. And I'm just like, why can't you type? And she's like, why can't you handle a phone call? So it really takes understanding. And my friends, I love them all dearly. And when we do talk on the phone, it's for like hours and hours with each and every one of them. So I think definitely having that level of communication and understanding is so like so important.
Totes, totes, totes. So are you keen on making new friends as an adult?
No, can you?
No. Kat and I were just speaking about this and we were like,
Nah,
we just, I don't know. It's like we don't
no.
have
We're
couple
people in
friends,
this
you
world.
know,
No,
or like married friends and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. I
no.
feel like I've just gone through too many friendships, too many friendship breakups to open up my heart again and to love again. I'm scarred.
Okay, Leona Lewis. Also, I just don't trust people. Like, ugh, double dates are awkward, guys. It's not like the movies. Double dates are so awkward. We live in such a sick world. You can't trust people. You can be befriending people here and thinking, oh, it's such a nice couple, and they're also married, and then they could be like swingers or like I know it's a bit extreme, but like we cannot be like on the same wavelength or spheres in life where it's just like then comparison comes in. Then we start looking at
Mm,
other people's marriages. Then we're looking at our own marriages, and it's just doorways and windows I don't want. I'm not closing off,
yeah,
but like I have my crew, I have my people. I'm happy. Livon has his brotherhood. He has his people. They phone, they check up on each other. If the people are in Cape Town visiting us, yay. If so, no. But I'm not saying there's no space for new friends.
yeah,
It's just not my vibe right now.
yeah. I feel you. Like even Liz and I, right? So she's all the way in China. I'm obviously all the way here. And we definitely don't chat every day because ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing that I will say is that we both take out time to check up on each other always. And even though she's all the way in China, like I can't tell you how much love and support she's shown, honestly, sometimes more than friends that are locally
Yeah.
and are right.
Do you have friends
So,
locally?
yeah, I do. What?
Oh, it's just awesome because I don't know any of your friends locally. Just asking for the fans.
As we were saying, no, but like real talk though,
Mhm.
right? I also have a problem when it comes to people, and people have done me so dirty, dude.
They have.
When you've got a pure heart, done me honestly so dirty. Like most recently, somebody, okay, so she wasn't my friend in terms of like in my inner circle, but we were friends because we knew each other for years now. And, you know, we would hook each other up or like chat, whatever the case may be when it comes to work and stuff. And this person really showed me the slyness of
Dude,
people
dude,
and how not all your friends are really your friends.
she was never
And
your
so I
friend.
kind of hear what you mean when it comes to making new friends because, bro, you just can't trust nobody. I just feel like we're living in such a selfish world and people have really lost the essence of what relationships are and the role that relationships play in our lives. You're not an island. We're not meant to live in isolation.
Yeah. So that's our little take on friends, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We know it was a lot. In terms of there's so many different types of friendships, so many friendship building tips you can take, use. Some I'm gonna use. To all my friends and my four lifers out there, I love you and you know who you are, and thank you for being my real ones. To my day one friend, Nash, you've always been my friend, my sister, my cousin. Sometimes you're a big lady in the community and you think you're older than all of us. But thank you and I love you. To everybody that's watching this podcast and subscribing, Thank you so much for the support. Comment on your types of friendships, what you value most, what makes a friendship for you, and all other topics you'd like us to discuss as well. Thank you so much for the love. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And our next episode will be out next week. No more sabbaticals, no more sick leave days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, straight up real talk because we do need to talk. I think our next episode is straight out of Wentworth, actually. If I'm not mistaken. Could be mistaken.
Great out
Yes.
and to give you some context, yes, it is. And we're going to be speaking about surviving drive-bys. You know, the fun memories that we've had in when. We're going to speak about how being from Wentworth has also impacted our social life and how it's impacted, honestly, our identity, even like navigating corporates, navigating this world. And when people find out you're from Wentworth,
they bully
it's
you.
like you've just sworn and changes everything. So surviving Wentworth next week, guys, it's going to go down. It's going to be, actually, I'm looking forward to this topic. This is one topic that I've honestly looked forward to.
Me too.
But yeah, it's been lit. Thank you so much to everyone who's been subscribing. You know, it's honestly just a community. We honestly just wanted to do this podcast just to talk, to communicate, to let steam off. Yeah, I mean, we are those girls, but we can all be those girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, tell a friend to subscribe, let's chat, comment, you know, let's create a community, guys. Let's create a vibe.
And let's talk because we need to talk.
We do. Thanks, guys. It's been lit.
Till next time.